My friends, boy oh boy, did I almost not make it on time. I literally, flipped over. I almost didn't make it. It's crazy. So, hey, welcome. Welcome to Full Force Radio. I'm seeing some beautiful people I haven't seen in ages, and I know many of you guys will probably bounce on me because you were just here hanging out and listening to the utterly fabulous 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖆 Uncle Bonehead, everybody that we love over here on MSP Waves. So let's just take a boo. Let's make sure that things are okay and everything's working and you guys can hear me and everything is happening. This new girl is here. Hi, I've missed all of you guys. This is exciting. So yeah, I literally ran into the room. I forgot my glasses. My hair's a mess. Everything is happening, but it's fine. It's fine. It's no problem. You guys don't care that I'm wearing makeup. I don't care that I'm not wearing makeup. I have a fun night for you tonight. If you were here last week, we had you're too depresso for espresso. Well, listen, if you're depressed, tonight will be a lot of fun because my darlings, you'll notice I have the blue mood lighting going on behind me. Yes, there's some sexiness in the air tonight. Yeah, we are a couple of days before Valentine's Day. And I know, listen, I'm going to put this out there early on in the show because you know what happens? Everybody that comes to pretty much any show or anybody on the internet immediately is like, oh my God, it's so, it's commercial. I don't want to buy things. Oh, it's a made-up holiday, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, bitches, A, in today's universe, you need every reason to celebrate all the time. And B, it does not have to be like that. And I would like to show you why it doesn't have to be like that. Because you know what? This doesn't have to be about you buying ridiculous presents for people. This doesn't have to be about the corporate fat cats manipulating you into spending your money on tchotchkes and lovable gewgaws. LK, can I just say, we've been chatting about you recently. We love your music. We love your face. We've missed you. It's great to see you. But I'm with you. Get your lady a gift. And you know what? As a woman, get your man a gift. And you know what? If the gift is nothing but you not wearing any clothing, do it. We all need more excuses to have a lot of sex or also like cuddles and watch movies or just listen to a bunch of music by yourself because you're too badass and, you know, later you can have a good old time. Whatever. Have fun on Valentine's Day is where I'm going with that. And so as such, like the professional radio DJ, hi Puku, hi everybody, like the professional DJ that I am, I've put together a Valentine's Day playlist. But friends, rather than put together a playlist that's all like love songs or the very sort of obvious stuff, because love songs are great. We've got lots of them. They're fun. They're great. Don't worry about it. I have put together a playlist that is inspired. It's not even inspired. I've put together a naughty sex playlist. All of the tracks on my playlist, or a majority of them anyways, are heavy metal songs about bad things. Bad, inappropriate things that honestly, in most cases, I probably wouldn't necessarily be able to play on a real radio station out there in the universe that, you know, would not allow you to have many songs about oral sex. Now, I know ahead of time, speaking of all the things that people are going to yell at me at, because people always yell at me. I get used to it. You just get used to it as a live streaming DJ, radio host. What you get used to, I can just, you know, it's funny if you guys look at the chat just over here, or you're in the Discord or wherever you may be, whatever's happening, I can hear this new girl. I can hear her saying my voice, Crim, oh, Crim. It is my favorite. Delightful even. So the way that tonight's going to work is, and exactly, LK, you're right. hair metal, glam rock, that time period, they were all big ballads about making babies, lots of loving sexual ballads by big hair bands. But surprisingly, that's actually not the majority of my list tonight. I have songs by bands you probably didn't realize wrote songs, inappropriate songs about inappropriate sex. And so I thought that's what we would do tonight. We would have a lot of fun. We would talk about Valentine's Day things, stuff like that. And I thought I'd also tell you about my plans, my suggestion for things, and some of the things that I like, because why not? If you're here, I see zero reason not to horrifically embarrass myself by telling you about all the things that I love best. And everybody in the audience I know is going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to get some filthy details about Crim's life. It's not quite what you think. You're not going to hear what you think. And I apologize for nothing because I'm an asshole. So I am dubbing tonight the cheesy, inappropriate Valentine night. And if you don't like that, I don't care. Fuck you. I play what I want. This is Fullforce Radio, and we're going to have a good time. So that's how she shall be, friends. Crim-erotica. Yeah, that is pretty tempting, I will say. It is pretty tempting because I do know that everybody has missed Crim-erotica, but also whatever. So I'm gonna order myself a pizza like a boss, because nothing says romantic sexual encounters like a pizza that you're eating all by yourself, like a classy lady, live on air on the radio. But we will play a lot of music tonight. So here's the deal. Almost all of the songs on tonight's playlist are tracks specifically about carnal acts. Now, one of the things that's so funny to me in the metal genre is, unfortunately, a lot of songs about sex tend to be either one of two things. And as LK mentioned, we have a bunch of bands from the 80s and, these big hair metal, like, my hair is not nearly big enough. We should just shush this bad boy up. Huge hairspray, hair metaled, ambiguous male figures wearing tons of makeup, singing about tenderly loving the woman on the hood of a car or whatever. Your standard hair metal ballads. But there was also, for many of you have never delved deeply into some of the other parts of the genres. And the genres, in fact, subgenres include things like horror grind and gore grind. And often you will get bands who write entire discographies based around really disgusting sexual acts, usually paired with murder and torture. And so we're actually not going to go in that direction tonight either. Now, I'm very sorry because I know for a fact some of you are probably expecting me to play the delightful song by, I was going to say any song by Cannibal Corpse, but the delightful song I Come Blood, or, I'm Addicted to Vaginal Skin. Such instant classics as these. However, I regret to inform you that that's not what we're doing tonight either. So, tonight's playlist is a delightful mishmash of songs describing horrifically carnal acts. And I will say, I noticed for a second, yeah, that's a song, legitimately. I love when people who aren't necessarily into metal get to experience the absolute absurdity of metal tracks for the first time, names like that. It's 1,000% what anybody new to the genre would do. It'd just be like, oh, this is a song you listen to. Oh, okay, all right, bye. And they're gone and they never come back. But, it's fun. It's fun. We talked about this a little bit last week, actually, because I played a song for you guys by Carcass, who is a band who has perfect song names. And I let you guys in on a little secret, and I played Black Star for you. And I was like, you guys can say you like Carcass now, and everybody's going to think you're so hardcore. Well, tonight, I'm going to help you do that even more. My darlings. Okay, so here's the deal. One thing that I noticed, and probably all of you noticed, is that Valentine's Day is synonymous with eating. We like to eat. Now, maybe that's me. I'm going to take this bullet if I have to, but I'm a fat girl. I love food. That's what things are all about, right? So, one of the most common things that you do on Valentine's Day is you get out there, you go to a restaurant, and, you have a nice meal, and everybody gets a steak and maybe slurps on some oysters, and then later they're going to slurp on an oyster. And that's Valentine's Day. Eating is a very sensual thing. And I have certainly mentioned previously how I absolutely 1,000% hate ASMR. I find it disgusting. But there are a lot of people who are all about, weird, sexy, slurpy eating noises. And that's also not necessarily how things are going to go. But yeah, Ron's saying, Crim, make me pierogies. And yes, absolutely, I will. Because food is love. Food is love, and food can be sensual. And there's lots of foods that you can eat in sensual ways. And you could probably put food in sensual places. But, ASMR is one thing that I don't get for sure. People eating like sexual foods in a weird, loud, noisy way. But it's true. When we think about Valentine's Day, when we think about sex, we go out to eat, we have a nice dinner at home, we try and eat something that's an aphrodisiac. This is a thing. So I noticed over the course of tonight, I noticed over the course of tonight and over the course of making the playlist and over the course of going through many, many inappropriate songs, the bullets that I take for you guys, listening to sexy songs over and over and over again. I noticed that many of them are about eating. And in fact, many, many of the songs on tonight's playlist are absolutely about mouths and genitalia. And I apologize for absolutely nothing. I just want to throw that out there. So there's a lot of crossover tonight between that. But I'll tell you guys about my Valentine's Day plans in a little bit because I think they're great, but I happened to mention them at work earlier in the week. And the ladies at my work were like, say what? I think it's incredibly romantic. I think it's very whatever. I'm excited for it. I mean, Valentine's Day, I would take myself to just this Valentine's Day by myself. I don't give a shit. Now, one thing I will say that's usually pretty fun and that this last year has ruined, besides eating in restaurants with, people not separated by plexiglass screens, because fuck that, right? Is concerts, of course. They're coming back. Different places are losing requirements for going to big venues. It's coming. But it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And of course, if I look over the past few years at what I've been doing on Valentine's Days, I'm almost always in a heavy metal mosh pit for Valentine's Day. So this year, I am a little sad because I was supposed to be seeing Dark Tranquillity, and that would have been super fucking fun. But of course, the Clown World continues a little bit longer, and they actually had to cancel. They couldn't come into Canada, and so the tour has been postponed. So, such bands that I have spent my Valentine's Day with in a incredibly romantic fashion would be Creator. Yeah, Creator. Nothing screams Valentine's Day if you're not eating something or someone. Nothing screams Valentine's Day like getting punched repeatedly in the face by a mob of sweaty men while everybody screams Satan is real. And actually, Sabaton as well. Sabaton for Valentine's Day. Which, again, if you can't eat someone or something, the other great option for you is, of course, to smash around in the spirit of camaraderie with a number of people who who are big history nerds, and a man stands on a tank and screams battle history at you. I am not knocking it. I absolutely love Sabaton. So here's the deal. This year, no concert, no mosh pit. I have to come up with Valentine's Day plans, and it's stupid. Now, one thing I will say is I am noticing on the screen that I look remarkably yellow, and I think that's the blue background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the first song of the night, which is actually one of the least rude songs. I'm going to play the first song of the night. I'm going to grab my pizza, which is officially here, and then I am going to try and fix this so that I don't look jaundiced. I want to look romantic and beautiful for those of you who are watching. And for those of you who are listening, who might just be listening, then I am hoping and praying that it will sound excellent to you. So you guys know the drill. For Full Force Radio, I always wear a shirt by at least one set of artists from... Yeah, right? Okay. That's how it's feeling up here for sure. So you guys know whatever's on the shirt is on the playlist. And I'm rocking some Children of Bodom tonight. So, you know, we'll do the gratuitous titty shot for those of you watching. For those of you listening, I am rocking the Children of Bodom. And Patient Zero has clearly missed the entire lead-in to this show. And people are saying... I'm not sure if Discord's working or not. If it's not, remember, you have lots of options. Now, this is all going out on MSP Waves, which is indeed a Hive-powered social broadcasting network. So you can listen on the radio station website if you want, mspwaves.com. But you can also find this on YouTube, Trovo, Theta, Vim, Twitch TV. Wherever you want to watch or listen to me, you can. Whatever makes you happy. Yes, indeed. Is it midway? Is it starting? It's just starting. Oh, it's Jesus. All right, so with all that being said, let's get this started. I'm going to try and fix my face, eat my pizza, and we're going to play some Children of Bodom. Yeah, LK, you know, we've done a couple of Children of Bodom sort of deep dives ever since Alexi passed, and we've talked a little bit about it. It's crushed. It's definitely still crushing. And I know some of you, Children of Bodom is one of those bands that is a little bit divisive. Some people love, like, the speed and the screechy vocals. Some people do not. But I am actually going to play probably, like I said, the least rude song of the night. I'm going to play you a track, if I can get it all set up here, which is a 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖆. You know, it's not always the easiest to figure out what the hell's going on in my life. And eventually you get used to that. Eventually you will just, you know, accept that I'm a terrible DJ and that I often mess things up. And once you get there, everything is a little bit easier when you embrace that this show is an absolute fucking disaster. You know, you'll just love it and live for it. Okay, so we'll do it. I'm going to play you a track called Bed of Razors. Now, this is a song. You remember how I said, like, we're not going to play too many songs about torture and mutilation and inappropriate relationships between men and women hurting each other? Yeah, well, that's out the window. I'm going to play you a track by Children of Bodom called Bed of Razors. And it is a little bit about blood play. It's a little bit about that sort of very stereotypical metal ideal. It is not a cover of Bed of Roses by Bon Jovi, although wouldn't that be amazing? Bed of Roses turned into Bed of Razors. They're kind of the same thing. Maybe? Question mark? So, this is a weirdly sexy song about laying down next to someone and gently running a razor over their skin and the two of you being all bloody and, you know, whatever. We'll start there and then we will go right downhill into all of the filthy songs, which will be much, much more fun. And some of them are probably going to get me canceled. Not quite like LP, but I'm going to try and round out your Valentine's Day with some fun, sexy songs and some terrible / great ideas for Valentine's Day activities. My name is Crimson Clad. This is Full Force Radio. It's off the very classic album Hate Breeder. It's Bed of Razors by Children of Bodom. Is it gonna work? I cut that off like 1 second before the song ended. So you will see if you are watching or listening here. Yeah, I should start doing dog streams. Lulu followed me upstairs. You know, she's a little shy still. Most of you guys know that. Hi to everybody who's just joining us. My name is Crimson Clad, and we are having a very sexual show today. Inappropriate songs that will make your Valentine's Day. Inappropriate metal songs, and the NLP is strong with Crim. I don't know what that means, but I'm concerned. I love this. Gabe says, beds are romantic, I think. Clean sheets are a must. Rose petals and razors are optional. Yeah, of course. Bed of roses. Bed of razors. Bon Jovi. Children of Bodom. Basically the same, right? Adam is saying that I'm the opposite. Take it or leave it. Everybody's having a good time, and everybody's saying, hey, make sure that you give Lulu some pets. Now, you'll notice if you are watching the video right now, you'll notice that things look a little bit different tonight, and it's not quite perfectly laid out yet, but there's a reason. There's a reason, friends, and that is because I now have this cool visualizer over there. But the reason that it looks like this is specific, and it is, in fact, so that if you guys want, for some of these dirty songs, I will be able to put up the karaoke lyrics. Yes, indeed. So for those of you who have always wanted to sing along a little bit with Crimson Clad for Fullforce Radio, yeah, in fact, for some of the songs, especially the songs about cunnilingus this evening, I will be able to put up this sing-along lyrics. So if you'd like to traumatize your neighbors or perhaps make some new friends, you can belt this out at the top of your lungs. So you'll see there, this is just actually the last Children of Bodom song that's up on the screen. I feel a vast pleasure of ease, a slit in the arm, the angel of pleasure and passion. The razor caressed your flesh and your arms turned red, and I feel your vast desire. Tearing pain is flowing down your arms, sweet, red, warm stream I drink to make you released. Yeah. Woo! Whew! Whew! Guys, it's a thing. So, in many cases, as the song is going, the lyrics will light up. We can karaoke. That's what that's all about. So, I hope you find that entertaining, children. Okay, so, with that being said, I have many wonderful things to show you. Also weirdly sexual. Hellraiser. I love Hellraiser. Do you guys love Hellraiser? That's a romance movie, right? Okay, so the deal is I got pizza, and that's why Lulu followed me up here. And so you're going, give her the pets. She wants all the pets. Well, here's the thing. Some of you guys may remember, Lulu is my beautiful, newly adopted, say, 6 months ago or thereabouts, my beautiful, newly-ish adopted, I can't really get her, Lulu, desert dog. She's from Iran. Now, the thing is Lulu was a street dog, and she was not treated super well. And, you guys may have heard the story, and I don't want to harp on it, but here's the deal. I would love to give Lulu all the pets, but Lulu is running on her own time frame. She is still very nervous of people. She shows me that she loves me every way that she can, but even with me, she's still a little worried. So you watch, if I turn around, if I don't have food, the pets aspect, see how she ducks her head? She's still nervous. She wants the pets. She loves me, but I can't just do dog petting streams. Not just yet. We'll get there. However, the thing is, if I have such foods, come here, Lou. Come on. Up here. You gotta come up here. If I have such foods like bread with immense amounts of cheese melted on it, now we're fucking talking. So speaking of eating things and enjoying Valentine's Day and all of the weird crossovers between sexuality and eating food and oral fixations and heavy metal music, I love cheese. Like a lot. Like an unhealthy / unholy amount. I'm big into cheese, guys. And so you may have noticed in the title, this is the cheesy, inappropriate Valentine's Day, and it is not, in fact, because I'm going to play cheesy love ballads. It is because, straight up, I'm not exaggerating. I love cheese. Like, a lot. And so, I was telling you guys that I have Valentine's Day plans. And my Valentine's Day plans are as such. Food equals romance. Romance equals food. Cheese equals food. Cheese equals romance. Right? That's it. Right there. It's so simple. I don't love Richard cheese. In fact, I hate Richard cheese. Maybe it's because I can't eat Richard cheese. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. But so that makes sense to me. That's math. That's quick maths. And that all adds up to me. Cheese equals romance. So my plan is there is a cheese crafters near me. I am very lucky to live sort of in the boonies of, I guess, Vancouver proper. And so I am very lucky that I can get most of my cheese and most of my meat and most of my dairy and whatever I need from farms nearby. Well, there is a cheese crafters that's not too far from here. And my Valentine's Day plans are to go and get cheese, to pick out a bunch of cheese and to then make a cheese board with cheese picked out at a farm that does cheese. That's Valentine's Day love. Apparently this is weird. Is this weird? Would you guys be swept off your feet if I approached you and asked you seductively if I could buy you some cheese? And arguably then, if we ate the cheese together, with me eating a majority of said cheese? Would you be in? I need to know these things. Okay, so we actually do have to play some music tonight. It turns out we have to actually play some music. And I have a lot of good tracks. So here's the deal. I want to play a track that every time I play it, everybody gets a little bit excited. You know, there are many, many sexy ladies. Bonsoir, Vaquero. Haven't seen you in ages. You made it. I'm glad. I hope you are wonderful. Wonderful, sir. So I love cheese, but it doesn't love me at this age. You know what? Here's the deal. I am actually lactose intolerant. I don't care. I will continue to be fucking miserable, get migraines, shit myself, whatever. I'll take the Lactaid. You will never take my cheese. Never, never. I will fight you. You will not take my cheese. I'll fight you on a mountain. A cheese mountain even. All right, so with that being said, I've played this track for you guys before. There are many sexy ladies in metal, and to be quite honest, often rock and roll and in metal, it is very important. Yes, hammer, smash, face. We've talked a little bit about that at the start of the show, how torture and mutilation often goes hand in hand with sexuality in metal music. But what I would like to do... It's so quotable. It really is, isn't it? Patient Zero, that's so cute. And you fixed the orangeness of my face. Good job. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to play a song for you by a band that has a sexy lady and is very much about sexy things. I want to play a track by In This Moment, and I love a lot of In This Moment tracks, and there are a lot of sexy women in metal who roll by just being sexy. She is not only sexy, but she also very much does that very well. So I'm going to play you a track called Adrenalize, and we'll get your guys' hearts pumping, your blood flowing. I'm going to adrenalize you here on Full Force Radio. It is a pre-Valentine's Day celebration. Cheese and consumption. No, consumption, no, that's like when you died in the medieval times. I'm going to have to think of a name that goes with cheese. Because it's like cheese and cunnilingus. That's not very coy, is it? I don't know. We'll play with it. It's Full Force Radio. It's good, right? Yeah, it's fucking good. There you go. It's analyzed by In This Moment, a thoroughly inappropriate track. I crave excess, turning wine into sweat. Children, I told you, tonight is going to be thoroughly inappropriate. That's what it's all about, kids. So we're going to be inappropriate. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to listen to incredibly sexy songs, and all of them are heavy metal. Yes, get your fix. Get it, kids. Get it. Oh, goodness. Okay, so here's the deal. Watching the chat, everyone is posting pictures of random cheesy items, and I'm so here for it. I must say, there are some cheesy panties. I will say, I'm not sure if this is particularly sexy. You know, isn't the whole thing that you like have a woman and she lays on a table and then everybody eats sushi off her naked body and it's very sexual, right? Eating, sex, Valentine's Day goes together. Well, in the chat, there's a picture of a woman, except they're using I think it's craft singles. Less sexy. Less sexy. Body cheese, not two words that you would like to go hand in hand. I don't know about you. It could just be me. Body cheese, less sexy. So you may have been noticing during that little segment there, while I was trying to figure out, because I've changed my mood lighting to be blue moonlight bullshit, I'm trying to be romantic for you guys, okay? The problem is it has somehow now turned my skin quite yellow on the camera. It's quite off-putting. I look incredibly jaundiced. And, nothing says romance like somebody who's getting, a lack of proper nutrients in their life. I see Mr. D's here. Hi. So, I was trying to work on perhaps fixing this, and it turns out it's actually really hard to do, and I was fiddling around, if you guys were watching, and you probably weren't, so good for you. I was trying to shift the hue of the camera a little bit to try and offset the yellow, but all I did was this, which was turn myself neon pink. I don't know if you saw this. This is very Willy Wonka right now. I'm rocking a neon pink face. I feel like, what is it? The girl that turns into a blueberry? Except I'm not a blueberry. I'm a sexy, sexy strawberry, guys. Forget cheese. Strawberries are a really sexy thing for Valentine's Day too, right? Everybody with the woman who eats a strawberry, she puts it in her mouth and she's wraps her lips around it. And I'm like, I can't eat anything sexily. I don't know about you. This is just an expectation. Movies growing up or whatever. Now that I'm pink, sorry, I'll change it. Everybody's like, no. Let's try and dial that back a bit. See, am I really yellow? Guys, look at this. If I put this literally to hue shift 0, that is where I end up, right here. That looks really yellow to me. Is it just me? I don't know. Color balancing is hard. So we'll just pick whatever this is and hope for the best is basically where I'm at right now. We'll just hope that I'm an appropriate-ish color, and it is what it is. I don't know. So listen, I'm a sexy baby bell. Yes, absolutely. A sexy cheese in woman form. Now I've just got yellow dots on my... Doesn't matter. You're not here to look at me. You're here to listen to great talk and sass talk and heavy metal and whatever the hell else this is. So I've never really been able to eat things sexily. I don't know if you've ever tried this. Probably not. Most of you haven't. I don't blame you. But this is one of those things where, you see it and you're like, oh yeah, I can... Yeah, that's sure. And, you get something and the intention versus the reality. And you're like, okay, no problem. And you go to eat it and you're like, oh, and you're going to dab your mouth and somebody's going to be totally oral fixation. They're going to be completely consumed by the vision of you consuming. No, I'm just a fat girl. I've tried it. It doesn't work. It's no good. Maybe it's because I have chipmunk cheeks. Maybe it's because I'm obsessed with cheese. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe she's obsessed with cheese. So Fullforce Radio, try with a banana. Good. Good. The unsolicited advice. Let it flow through you. Lord Almighty. People are molesting strawberries in chat. Okay. I know, I haven't been to Missouri yet. I haven't seen Ron yet. Many of you are on my list. I'll get there. It'll happen. Don't worry. I'll bring the cheese. So, let's play some more music tonight. Now, one of the bands that kind of nails sex a lot, because I'm not even going to make a pun in this day and age. One of the bands that writes about sex a lot, and not like, you know, euphemisms like we used to do back in the day. There's lots of euphemisms. No. One band that really writes about sex a lot would be Rammstein. I love Rammstein. I play a lot of Rammstein on this show. It's been a little while. So, you know, choose your own adventure with Rammstein. There are so many songs, many of which are very much about like torture sex. Again, we're going to try and avoid those. But like, 𝖭𝑍𝑚𝑖𝑐 is a great version of a song about cunnilingus. That's one I thought about putting on the playlist tonight. It translates to Kiss Me, and it's about a woman who desperately wants men to go down on her. It's a little different when it's in German and you're not 100% sure what they're saying, so you're just like, yeah. And then you read a translation of the lyrics and you're like, oh no. 𝖭𝑍𝑚𝑖𝑐 is about kiss me on my lady garden. And so this poor woman desperately wants a man to kiss her in her no-no space. But men don't do it very often because she doesn't taste good. I'm not even making this up. It's legitimately... That's a Rammstein song. It is. I thought about playing that. Thought maybe we'll just get that consumption, eating, sexuality crossover. Let's just slam dunk that with some Rammstein. But I took that off. So yes, yeah, and there's lots of videos with that same thing, and in fact, there's another one. Angle Till Lindemann grabs an angel, and he forces her to give him head, and he actually tears all of her wings out feather by feather. That's also pretty gory. Of course, how could you forget songs like Pussy, where Till Lindemann rides around the arena on a giant penis, spraying foam all over the crowd. It's one of those English songs that everybody's like, I know this one. I have a pussy. You have a dick. Yeah. You know, that's one of those. Felt a little too easy. There are many. Listen, there are so many songs. I'm pretty sure 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖙 is my part. That's about consensually eating another man's penis or having your penis eaten. That's a good one. 𝖔𝖊𝖆𝖆 is about sexual torture. It's legitimately about putting things down your gentleman's sausage that don't belong there. That's what that song's about. It's not good. They don't actually play that one on the radio in Germany because it's real bad. So the long and the short of it is, Rammstein writes a lot of songs about sex, and few of them are actually like nice. Everybody wants to have sex. So I thought I'd pick one of those where it's consensual. There's actually another song, 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖆, it means marry me, and that one's about necrophilia. So, you know, in the spirit of things being lighthearted and getting everybody going and having a good time, or as best a time as we can have, I thought I would play one about everybody wanting to participate. I thought maybe we could do that. That would be good, right? We could do that. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play some Rammstein. I'm gonna play you a track called, I don't know how to say it in German. Wollt ihr das Bett Flammen ziehen? It means, would you like to see the bed in flames? And it's a very coy way of asking, hey, you wanna go hop in bed and light that shit on fire? And it is about consensual, exciting sex. Nobody gets mutilated. Nobody gets tortured. Nothing bad happens to anybody's wienery bits. No women have anything inserted anywhere they don't want it, except wieners. Wieners where they need to go. That's it. That's what we're going to do. I'm having a nice Valentine's Day for you guys. I promise. Shit. But it sounds very sexually aggressive. Because German!
vom 𝖍𝖊𝖆𝖘. Rammstein. 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 Rammstein.
There you go. So, I played the German sex music and out comes 𝖊𝖍𝖘. Hi, Otto has joined us and many people are kicking it all over the place. I see more and more people joining. I'm glad to have you. Hi, welcome. Tonight, we're having a pre-Valentine's Day extravaganza and I am discussing my ridiculously over-the-top love of all things cheese. I believe very, very strongly that food equals love and love equals romance and food also equals cheese equals food, therefore cheese equals romance. It's solid math, friends, and I'm actually discussing how my Valentine's Day plans revolve around cheese. My plan is to go buy myself some fucking cheese, bitches. So hey, tonight I'm playing you many, many inappropriate songs. Lulu's jumping around. I'm feeding her cheesy bread because yes, I have bread covered in cheese. And I'm also have pizza that has cheese with extra feta cheese on top of the cheese because I put cheese in your cheese. I heard you, hey girl, I heard you like cheese. So, you know, the thing about Rammstein is that, you know, all of their songs are about inappropriate sex. That's a thing that they do. So, you know, it was pretty hard to just... Lulu's being so good. She really wants this pizza. Look at her. Lulu, you look so cute. Hi, sweetie. So that's the deal, right? You know, there are a million Rammstein songs that you could choose. For real. They love this kind of thing. And of course, they really love evocative, ridiculous imagery in their music videos. They love it on stage. And one of the most sort of famous stage antics that they do, beside the giant penis that Till Lindemann rides around for pussy, is there's actually a simulated anal sex act on stage where Flake takes it up bum bum and Till has a giant prosthetic penis that at the end he begins ejaculating wildly. Verdict's out on what it is, but he, at the end of the song, then ejaculates wildly all over his band member and then wildly into the audience with a large, fake gentleman sausage that he just happens to have crammed down his pants. So, you know, like, it's good fun times. Good, clean fun at the Rammstein show. Go stand in the front row and, you know, you'll get soapy and foamy and then you'll get a rinse down. Clean fun. Something like that. So there you go. New Girl is drawing something inappropriate. It's one of my favorite things for her to do. If you guys are cool with it, I thought we would continue on with some, maybe not quite so romantic, but let's continue on with the Valentine's Day playlist, if you will, because I have so many songs and I don't think we're going to get to play many of them. So I'm going to play a track that probably most people haven't heard, but I really love a band called Manowar. Now, you guys know Manowar, and if you don't, well, then you haven't been listening to enough Full Force radio. But Manowar is one of those bands that they are quintessentially power metal and heavy metal. They are arguably one of the most famous bands in all of metal. They are out of New York, of course. They, were the absolute height of, Conan the Barbarian realness. They were all about the ridiculous leather chaps and epaulettes. Like, they literally danced around in leather Speedos, waving swords. The Man-O-Warriors. You're still here. You're doing good. Because usually after a show... I'm exhausted. It's the sex. Oh, good. I have at least one more song that you definitely need to hear that I think you'll appreciate. But so here's the deal. Manowar, wildly homoerotic in all of the best ways, because often the metal brotherhood kind of comes across like that. Most brotherhoods come along like that. Sports teams, groups of men doing manly things, like... Every now and again, it'll trend a little homoerotic, and Manowar were no exception. But of course, the Man-O-Warriors around the world, oh God, every time I do things like that and my bingo wings flap on stream, oof. Man-O-Warriors known around the world, hey, good to see you, the great. It's good. It's good, fam. So Manowar writes battle metal. They write battle hymns. They write songs about being a tough dude, wielding a sword, crushing your enemies. The general metal thing. That's what you gotta do. You just gotta live your best life, drive your enemies before you, hear the lamentations of your women, so forth, so on. Wait, what is the riddle of steel? Manowar wants to tell you. Now, if that doesn't sound particularly romantic, don't worry, it's not. But I do have a Manowar track that fits perfectly in tonight's Valentine's Day playlist. And like I said, my Valentine's Day playlist is full of tracks that are rude. They're rudely about doing rude things to other people. And so in the spirit of that, and in the spirit of many songs explicitly describing exactly what you should do to your partner, or maybe not your partner, I don't know, we don't judge, Valentine's Day could just be you, I'm going to play you a track that most people do not know. It's not one of the most well-known Manowar tracks. It's off Kings of Metal, which is arguably one of the most ridiculously cheesy and simultaneously best albums of all time. The track is called Pleasure Slave, and it is indeed about riding into battle, as the whole Kings of Metal is. You are going to... kingdom come, you are going to ride in, you are going to take over, all of your brothers will stand around, you will play the track, hail and kill, everybody's dead, the blood of kings is on your hand, your heart of steel is pumping, and then it turns out you've actually got a bunch of women now left over that you have to deal with. Pleasure slaves. That's what we're doing. They're not mad about it.
That's your reason. she's a slave, not a wife. Her only sorrow is for women who live with lies. She's taking off her disguise. Mama, be my Chain gun to my bed, woman be my slave. Begging to be fed, woman be my slave. Your body belongs to me. Woman, come here. Remove your garments. Kneel before me.
I mean, Ron says that's not what he was expecting, but I mean, 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖘 says the last time I heard lyrics this bad was 1689. Yeah, you know, listen, I told you guys we're doing things a little bit differently. I told you we're going to have some fun with it. Obviously, the perfect song to play for someone you're hoping to impress / never speak to again. Right? So just keeping in mind that it may or may not be an excellent choice. Whoops, sorry, I keep trying to fix this coloration thing, and now apparently I've just got no color whatsoever. Mistakes were made. So, you know, find you a nice lady, sing some Manowar lyrics at her, you know, wonderful things like chained upon my bed, begging to be fed. Woman, come here now, kneel before me, remove your garments. It's very Conan. You know, every lady consensually wouldn't mind Conan riding in. And what else have we got going on in this song? You know, collars, chains, kneeling, feeding. All I'm saying, listen, friends, all I'm saying is those women didn't sound like they were having a bad time. And actually, it's quite funny because, you know, in true male-centric fashion, as is the want of heavy metal many a time. Yes, take charge. Women respond positively to that. Yeah, I agree. And this is something that I can certainly get behind. I certainly can, because weirdly enough, men often tell me that I'm intimidating, which means that more often than not, I appreciate someone who is also willing to kind of like conquer their fears. So in any case, the funny part about the song, maybe more than anything, is that he's very specifically talking about how he's ridden in and he's killed her weak ass husband, and she is no longer a wife. Now she's just a slave and she's much happier. There's no disguises. She doesn't have to pretend anymore. Her reason to live is to be my slave. I've actually given her purpose and she's happy. And, you know, various orgy noises ensue. It's a good time. It's a good time here on Full Force Radio. So, hey, my name is Crimson Clad. We are indeed doing a Valentine's Day episode. And by Valentine's Day, I've basically picked a bunch of songs about getting a little dirty, about doing carnal acts, and a lot of them involve mouth stuff. Because my personal plans for Valentine's Day involve cheese, because I like cheese. Cheese is good. I enjoy it. I'm going to have cheese, etc., etc. So I'm going to play you guys some more sexy songs if you're cool with that. We're going to have a little bit more fun. And yeah, some of them are pretty cheesy, like that last one. Now, speaking of cheese... not everybody answered, but I think cheese is a great Valentine's Day idea. So if you would eat cheese with me, let me know. If you would like to pick out cheese with me in a Valentine's Day fashion, you know, and I mean, everybody's going to say, yeah, sure. But I mean, like, do you really like cheese? Do you like cheese on the level that I like cheese? Because I really like cheese. And, you know, it's funny because while I was, you know, trying to find stuff for the show, because I realized I only know one metal song about cheese. Only one. So I was Googling to see if I could I find more metal songs about cheese. Spoiler alert, I did not. I could not. But it turns out that during my Googling around and trying to figure out if perhaps there is another metal song about cheese, I did indeed find something on Urban Dictionary, and I thought, boy, risky click of the day. Something cheese related on Urban Dictionary. But I took the bullet and I clicked on it. And so I did that. And let me show you what came up on Urban Dictionary when I searched for this. Let's just see. Oh, that's not going to work. That's not the right browser. Let's try that. There? Maybe? Okay. So you might not be able to see it, but I clicked on Urban Dictionary and I found the definition for I love cheese. Let me just Google zoom in on this with the power of the internet. It says, I love cheese. If you use this phrase, you are a whore, a badass bitch, and an extremely psychotic C-word. You know what? You love cheese. I love cheese, Kelly said to her friends. And the person that submitted this to Urban Dictionary is I love cheese gal heart. So... you know, I'm not particularly sure about this definition, but it turns out that having a wild affinity for an incredibly sharp cheddar means that I am a whore, a badass bitch, and an extremely psychotic C-word. I don't know. I can't say that I could argue with it, but I mean, who doesn't like cheese? A lot of whores out there in the world, I'll tell you what. Okay, so yeah, Primus is the only song that I know of. It's a coal chamber. It's like a take on a coal chamber song, and Primus made a song called Mi Queso that's literally about like melted cheese. So I mean, maybe we could play that. I'm open to potentially playing the Primus song about cheese, but I do have more inappropriate fuck tracks. Because if Man-O-War, you know, forcibly taking you and liberating you sexually is not enough, that's okay. I understand. So I have a lot of tracks and we've only got like 45 minutes left in the show. So we're going to start picking and choosing. Now, one of the things that I did want to play for you guys, this is not actually that dirty a song, but we were talking about this the other day, my friends and I, and we got on the topic of guilty pleasures and this, that, and the other thing. And one of my friends said, my guilty pleasure is ABBA music. And it often comes up on this show where I recognize fully that ABBA, very musically talented, but I don't love ABBA. I really don't. But one thing that I do mention a lot on this show that is the truth is everybody has one ABBA song. There's one ABBA song that comes on and you're like, okay, like I could fuck with this. And I have one ABBA song, and it is Gimme, Gimme, Gimme. That ABBA song, it's about a thirsty ass broad. Gimme, gimme, gimme a man after midnight. Yeah, okay. That one, I get it. Yes, they do. They have an album called Sailing in the Sea of Cheese. And that is something, I was thinking of Psycho Stick. You see, you and I got distracted. You are right. Primus has an album called Sailing in the Sea of Cheese, and it literally just has this like sea shanty, like 40-second intro that's talking about like actually sailing on a sea of cheese and being lactose intolerant. What I meant to say, the band that I was talking about, not Primus, Psycho Stick. Psycho Stick has a song called Mi Queso. See, we'll get it. But yeah, no, not the money, not the money. No, that's crap. I don't like that song. But I do like the thirsty, sexy ABBA song. And so I thought, well, maybe I could put that one on the playlist, right? But we can't put ABBA on the Full Force Radio playlist. We can't do that. That would be ridiculous. That's not what we do here. So instead, I found a metal cover of it, and it's excellent. I love it. And I'm going to play you a metal cover of ABBA's Gimme, Gimme, Gimme. Why? Because. Because, that's why. So it's by a band called Unfound Reliance. And they're actually out of Sweden. They're a Metalhead band. I knew of them before this because you guys know I'm a big Metalhead fan. And as I was coming through, I saw Gimme, Gimme, Gimme. And I thought, boy, oh boy, what are the odds that that's an ABBA song? And I clicked on it, and it sure fucking is. So, slutty ABBA song? Let's do it. Why not? That's about as heavy metal as it comes, right? It's Full Force Radio, friends. Yeah. So, Pig showed up right when I played an ABBA cover. Hey, Pig, it's good to see you. And hi to everybody else. Adam read that as pig-powered ABBA shower. That's Valentine's activity, right? Yeah. I'm thinking, and this is just me, I'm thinking that maybe we should go backwards one, and we should go back to the slave requests instead. Better than the pig-powered ABBA shower. So, hey, my name is Crimson Clad, and that was my favorite ABBA song, except done by a Swedish metalhead band. Because if you're gonna have a bunch of delightful Swedes, then you need to have metal Swedes. There are so many of them. So there you go. And I will say, like, that track, that particular track, hey, Marco, is my favorite ABBA track. It's my only ABBA track. And it's the thirstiest ABBA track. You know, it's all like, boy, I sure wish a man would just show up in my bedroom and keep me up all night. Like, goddamn, he better show up after midnight and then just fuck me till daytime. It's thirsty. It is, for real. She's like, I'm looking out the window and there's nobody, like any man, come to my bedroom right now. That's literally what the whole song is about. Thirsty Swedish bitches. So good, delightful, heavy fucking blast beats, like doubled up floor toms. Like, it's good. Mwah! Swedish chef says delicious. And then, you know, the rest of ABBA, take it or leave it. It's not for me. But it fits tonight. It does. Yeah, they've got needs. Valentine's Day needs, right? Okay, so, you know, I'm picking and choosing tracks to go into tonight's playlist because, as per usual, I've found... Do I have pizza in my hair? That's pretty sexy, right? You guys will still love me with pizza in my hair, right? Oh, God, these things that happen live on air. Jesus. It's... You know, if you can love me through this, you will love me... What is this? If you can't love me at my pizza in my hair, then you don't deserve me at my Valentine's Day cheese feast. Okay? Okay, so let's continue on because I have more music for you guys. Now, we've been talking about Valentine's Day plans and how I think cheese is very romantic, and I'm good with that, and I'm going to cheese, and that's going to be Valentine's Day. And then I also put together a nice playlist for you guys of sexy songs about sex, doing sexy things, and none of them, the pizza could just be eaten out of your hair, just saying. See, 𝖊𝖘 is a man who solves problems. Lulu probably would eat pizza out of my hair. Would you, Lulu? Loogie? Yeah, she'll probably eat pizza out of my hair later. You know, I have a bunch of songs, and I was saying, you know, as we got a little deeper into the playlist, there would be more songs about doing sexy things and as sexy actions. So, I do actually have a large amount of songs focusing on the oral aspect of sexuality, because we were mentioning Valentine's Day. Usually, what do? You take your bitch out to eat. Your bitch, that's not necessarily a specific gender. Your other half, in whom you refer to in a jovial manner. Or maybe yourself. You go out and you eat. That's a Valentine's Day thing. It's very intertwined with sexuality, and I love saying it like that. Sexuality. So yeah, a lot of the songs on tonight's playlist that I was looking at, I'm like, oh boy, these are all about putting things in your mouth. And surprisingly, a lot of it is lady bits. So I mentioned how Rammstein has a song about giving ladies a nice little kiss on their no-no square. But I'm going to play you something. Now, I'm actually a little surprised that not everybody has been asking, what about Peter Steele? What about Type O Negative? The sexiest, absolutely just dripping sexuality metal. Type O Negative, the gothiest, like, love you to death is, yes, Type O Negative. 𝖊𝖘 does some great Type O Negative covers. But, so, you know, I figured that would be a little too easy because there are a lot of really good songs. And Peter Steele is a very good, yeah, Lords of Acid was another suggestion. I was thinking, man, I mean, this, if there's never a reason to play Screwed by You, it would be tonight. But, so yeah, there are some great Peter Steele songs, like, very clearly, Peter Steele, that guy fucked, like, for real, obviously. And, you know, Peter Steele, not to smear his memory, I would 1000% do terrible things to Peter Steele. Like, hands down, any day, probably multiple days, it'd be great. But so I thought, okay, I'm going to do something a little different. Yeah, and you know what? He was a big softie, and he probably was very romantic, but he was also like 17 feet tall. So, you know, some assumptions could be made, and I'm making them. But let's try not to totally tarnish the memory of a great man. So here's the deal. I'm actually not going to play Type O Negative. And if you guys remember way back when, I did an episode called Hard as Peter Steele. It was a 6 Degrees of Mutilation episode. And we did a deep dive into Peter Steele's career and his persona and, you know, his wants and his fears and his needs and how sad it was to lose him far too early. And if you remember back to that episode, you may remember that before he was crooning under his breath for Type O Negative, he had a sort of quasi, like, dark, hardcore punk trio called Oh, the Bot is Struggling. Okay, well then Ron's going to get you guys all switched over. Come to another place to listen, hear it even better quality, see all the disaster live, whatever works. But so a sort of hardcore metal punk trio out of Brooklyn called Carnivore. Now, Carnivore is off an album called Carnivore, and the track is called Carnivore. So yes, indeed, I'm going to play you Carnivore by Carnivore from Carnivore. You guys know I actually have a playlist like that, inspired by that. And it's almost full, and it's actually, it's going to be called Hat Tricks. I'm not wearing glasses tonight. I can't see shit. So here's the deal. I am going to do the Hat Tricks episode in the future, but you're going to get a preview of the hat trick. I never wear underwear. They're stupid. I hate them. Carnivore by Carnivore off Carnivore. It's Peter Steele before Peter Steele was known as the Peter Steele who sort of encapsulated the sound of Type O Negative. Now, Carnivore, what do we know about carnivores? Carnivores are hunters. They're predators. They eat flesh. Yeah. So this one, I am thinking I'm going to turn on the karaoke view, fam. What do you guys think about that? I am thinking that is exactly what we're going to do. If I could literally pause this. There we go. Come on. There we go. I'm going to turn on the karaoke view. I am going to let you guys sing along with this if you'd like. This is loud. It's fast. It's in your face. It is hella brash even. It is all the very, very best stuff. And of course, it actually leads in with a perfect, look at the red glow on the side of my face. Yes, it's getting quite demonic in here. Sexually demonic. Let's go over here. Let's do this. Let's flip off of over to the karaoke lyrics. And of course, it comes with a greeting to all of you. Greetings and felicitations, my children of technology. It's Fullforce Radio. It's Peter Steele. It's Carnivore. I'm a meat eater.
Greetings
little bit of TMI or two in chat. But yes, there you go. Carnivore. A not very well known portion of Peter Steele's history. A great album. Really, really good punk-tinged speed metal from before Type O Negative. And yeah, then, he embraced his softer, slightly more doomy side. Okay, says that was his favorite part about having a beard. Woo, delightful. I'm learning so much about you guys tonight. You guys learned I like cheese. I learned about the scent of a woman. So yeah, here's the Valentine's Day special. Romance, it's not. It is a bunch of carnal, slightly oral fixation tracks about doing dirty stuff to each other. Because hell, Valentine's Day is fun. Now, I mentioned that I really love cheese, and we've been talking a lot about cheese. And also, it turns out that if you love cheese, according to whatever the hell it is, Urban Dictionary, you're a crazy person. And I refuse to believe that, because cheese is one of the best things on this earth. And I don't need a lot of anything, but I would be very happy with a well-stocked liquor cabinet and a very diverse collection of cheese. That's it, man. That's all I want. Give me the booze and the cheese. So we're going to continue on. I have more fun music for you. But yeah, so Type O Negative, I'm with Gabe. A lot of the songs are incredibly sexy, but they're more like, traditionally romantic sexy. They're very slow and sensual and incredibly consensual. But yeah, Carnivore, it is quite funny because it's not always that you get metal musicians or musicians of any type who, Darsico's like, I know a thing now too. Me and Mr. D are over here just eating our cheese like, what the fuck is going on, man? Quiet, confused cheese eating. But, it doesn't always happen where you get male music written about the joys of diving face first into a lady garden. So it's always nice. It's nice, especially when you can have some music that would be a little more, not of the Kiss FM romance variety. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue on. So we will play, we'll keep playing a little bit more metal because I've got a lot of stuff to fit in. Now, I know that Ron's going to complain, but I don't care. One of those bands that wrote about sex a lot, just a ridiculous amount was Judas Priest. And, we've talked about this a little bit on the show. We've never done a deep dive into it. But of course, as a sort of not openly out, gay male writing and fronting in an incredibly sort of machismo-dominated genre, Rob Halford had a lot of songs that when you look back, you're like, oh, yeah, that's definitely about wieners. 1,000%. Oh gosh. So it's difficult for me to choose a great. Yeah, he was and is very happily gay. But when Judas Priest sort of entered the mainstream, that wasn't the point. That wasn't a thing that he trumpeted from the heavens. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't part of the music. And so in a lot of the songs that are written, the genders of the participants of these carnal actions, they're just not mentioned. Or in one or two, the word girl is in there, but that's because I'm pretty sure I have played Beyond the Realms of Death, but I'll have to check the big playlist. But the long and the short of it is there is a shocking amount of songs by Judas Priest. Just not just songs, albums. Most of their albums were start to finish about just sex, just so much sex. I mean, I'm not saying that like an album like Ram It In or Ram It Down. What is it? It starts with Ram. I should know this, but whatever. many albums only about sex. So of course, when you go back and you go through their discography and you kind of get a feeling for it, you're like Firepower, oh yeah, Turbo Lover, oh, Point of Entry, oh yeah, Point of Entry, British Steel, oh yeah, okay, and the more that you kind of go back through those old albums, that's all they were about. And so I was trying to think, okay, what's a great Judas Priest song to play? So I'm going to give you guys a choice. Now, we can play a romantic love song. There's really only one or two, but there's one song just straight up about being in romantic love and the great sex that comes from romantic love. That's one. Or we could play just a sexy song. Just a song about sex. Just sexy sex. I know I'm saying this a lot, and I'm sure it's either going to get me blocked or muted or banned or whatever. But, I mean, that's the deal. And so what do you guys feel like? Do you want sort of the more carnal song, or do you want the slightly more underplayed but amazing Judas Priest love ballad about lovely romantic wienerings for all? Both of these things are viable. Both of them, I'll keep them both in the playlist for anybody that wants to listen. But so one is off Screaming for Vengeance and one is off Killing Machine. And these are both early Judas Priest albums. So I'm kind of going to see what chat says. But I am indeed leaning towards... I'm leaning towards the sexy one because it's pretty classic Priest. And that's off a Killing Machine. Romantic Wienerings. Oh, okay. We can do some romantic wienerings. I mean, why not? But so the one that I was leaning towards was off of Killing Machine. And Killing Machine opens with a track called Delivering the Goods. Now, this album is from 1979, I think. This is really early, Killing Machine. And... It includes such fabulous tracks as Hell Bent for Leather, which is, of course, probably one of the ones that most people know, Running Wild and Killing Machine. But the track literally, yes, Grinder is another Judas Priest track. Like I said, there's so many songs that we could play and so many that I was thinking of playing. But on this Killing Machine album, the very first song is called Delivering the Goods. And no word of a lie, the lyrics are about shooting hot loads and coming around the country and deflowering. And it is a very it's not subtle. And it's just terrible jizz puns. The whole song is just about traveling around the world and delivering music and jizz. That's what the track is about, delivering the goods. And I thought I was going to play that one, but yeah. So it sounds like Burning Up was the track I was going to play, which was literally about, how hot it gets between two people. But it does sound like everybody's kind of leaning towards the more sort of slower ballad track. So we could do that. The track is called Fever. It's off Screaming for Vengeance. And it is a real gooder. And it's one of the only true ballads that Judas Priest really ever did. So we'll do that. We'll come back and we will dive back into many inappropriate tracks before maybe even closing out with a metal song about cheese. My name is Crimson Clad, and this is a Valentine's Day warm-up. However you feel about it, whether you're attached, you're single, you don't know, whether you've got 62 partners or, just one finger, doesn't really matter. Have fun. Literally. Valentine's Day is just another excuse to celebrate. Take the excuse! Yeah, there you go. What a gooder. So, I mean, it's as close as you're going to get to a romantic ballad. Judas Priest singing about beating hearts in a magnetic trance with shooting stars crossing the horizon and just absolutely being on fire because you're so madly in love with someone. But also you want their wienery bits. So the track that I was going to play for you guys was Burning Up. And that one is pretty fun. You dish the hot stuff up, but you keep me waiting, so I'll play it dirty till your body is breaking. And it's all about just doing the thing with the stuff. I don't know, whatever version of it is for you, that's what it was. So, sticking on the Valentine's Day carnality, because that's what the playlist is tonight. Get in focus. There we go. We're just picking songs about doing sexy things, sexy time. Why not? It's too easy to do the love songs. It's too easy to do the cheesy romance. So I challenged myself to make an infinitely sexy playlist. Now, whether or not I'm actually winning, tough to say, but I am enjoying myself and I hope you guys are enjoying yourself too. We got a little bit of time left in this show, so I'm going to try and get as many come to my MySpace so I can Twitter your Yahoo and you can Google all over my Facebook. Those are all dirty words in the wrong way. Mwah. Okay, so knowing that I don't have much time left, it's going to be so hard because I have so many great tracks. There's a song by In Flames called Morphing into Primal that is literally just about exploding inside another person, just orgasmically, that will probably get cut. I Ejaculate Fire by Death Clock. That's a real family classic. So here's the deal. Knowing I've got 15 minutes left, I'm going to try and play some of my absolute favorite songs for you. Now, you guys know that I love anal noth rock. Everybody was thinking that I was going to stop after anal, but not the case. So I'm going to play you a track called Libidinous. Is a pig with a cocks in its eyes. And it is one of those songs that has the terrible metal title. Now, Anal Noth Rock, I've actually talked a little bit about this before. In Darkened is an awesome album. And the album actually is about the rejection of science and a return to the Dark Ages and being, basing things only on faith. So not really a comment. This was made before sort of the whole COVID thing and everything that's happening right now. But what the album is really about is hey, we could use medical science, or we could all just pee on this cloth, wring it out over this person with a fever and hope they don't die overnight. We don't want to move back only in that direction. We need a balance of both things. But so it doesn't super fit the playlist, but the track is about someone who is wildly turned on and masturbates over the failure of the human race. And I really wanted some extreme metal on this playlist. So, Libidinous, that's what we're going to do. And then we'll come back and we will try to cram in some more songs, just cram them in there, full force style. My name is Crimson Clad. I mean, if that doesn't say romance, then go get a piece of cheese, because that's romance. I don't know, man. Just listen to the music.
To judge, you arrogant
So there you go. We are coming up towards the end of the show, but there you are. A pig with cocks in his eyes, masturbating to the end of the world. Tell me of the bastards as my fingers probe the ditch. Tell me of the wastrels that my eye may stroke and twitch. Tell me of my fellow man flowing forth in orgasmic bliss. What can I say, man? I love 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖛𝞞. Yeah, so there is, man, see, here's the thing. Motorhead is another one of those bands that wrote a lot of, hey, JJ, that wrote a lot of really inappropriate songs about sex. I mean, Lemmy had sex with thousands of women. It wasn't even a brag. Women threw themselves at him wherever they went. And I did actually put a track on tonight's playlist by Motorhead called Sex and Outrage, that was specifically, it's literally written about how Lemmy would go to shows and he would go backstage and there were teenage groupies waiting for him at every show, and he would fuck the brains out of underage teenage girls at every show because they were there and they were going for it. But I think it's going to get cut from the playlist. I'll keep it maybe in here, but I don't have enough time to play it. We are going to go a little bit over time tonight because I've got a couple different songs that I do want to play. But some of the songs that did not make the cut that are getting removed that are really good. Creature of Desire by a band called Visigoth. Awesome, fun power metal talking about a warrior queen, a hot lady riding on a sexy motorcycle into the night. It's good stuff. That's going to get cut. Eat the Witch by a band called Black Breath. If it sounds like that is, offering worship to a magical lady by using your mouth, you are correct. That's exactly what that song's about. Mm-hmm. If you ever get a witch mad at you, you know what to do. I was actually going to think about playing you a Dio song from the late Master of the Moon album. So one of the last albums he recorded before his death. And it's a track called Death by Love, talking about how most men are strong, but god damn it, what a way to go if you gotta go, right? And then I was going to decide between that and a track called Lady of the Lake, which was off of Long Live Rock and Roll, a really early Rainbow album. Now, Lady of the Lake is part of the Excalibur myth, right? You know, watery tart in a pond, handing out swords. So, of course, the idea was the Lady of the Lake bestowed Excalibur upon Merlin or whomever, whatever. Yeah, witches know what's up, for real. I'm surprised Viking Adventure hasn't cropped up yet to say so. But so... Lady of the Lake, the way this track is written, Dio is singing about the Lady of the Lake bestowing the Excalibur sword upon him, but it's incredibly sexual. All of the references about her coming and emerging out of the water, and she's wet and she's glistening and, you know, she's breaking through, and they're having this incredible magical moment. It's funny because it really is just a retelling of this sort of Arthurian legend, but it's incredibly sexual. So that was kind of in the running as well. But knowing that I am going to get cut off here and we can only finish a couple more tracks, do you want me to leave these in the playlist? Let me know here in the chat. Do you want me to cull these off the playlist because they did not get played? Do you want me to put them back in the giant bucket, which I guess is now going to be full of jizz? Do you want me to throw them back in there and play them another day? Or would you like me to keep these in the playlist so you guys can check them out at your own pace? Let me know. But what I do want to put in, surprisingly, after thinking about playing Dethklok's I Ejaculate Fire, is I was trying to think of Iron Maiden love songs or sex songs. And Iron Maiden, hey, Round Bear, you always show up right before the end of the show. But don't worry, because on the 24th of February, I'll be moving back to a 3-hour show. So I'll be keeping you entertained for a little bit longer. But we're here at the end of the show. I have one more track to play. And I was thinking, okay, well, you know, Iron Maiden... Bruce and the band have always been very proud of themselves that they don't really need to swear. They tell incredible stories and they get you involved without necessarily being uncouth or rude. Now, if you have been here for some of our previous shows, we talked a little bit about the Acacia Avenue trilogy, Charlotte the Harlot, 22 Acacia Avenue, and some of the songs like that, or Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. You know, Charlotte the Harlot is literally about a hooker. 22 Acacia Avenue is about, you know, going to her home. And a track that I played for you guys called On Hooks is about the man who is so obsessed with Charlotte that he kills her and hangs her body up by hooks inside the house. So, you know, Iron Maiden has a little bit of that. But what was I gonna play? Because they actually do have a bunch of sort of quasi love songs. So knowing I'm gonna get cut off on mspwaves.com, I am going to play one more weird metal cover. Now, you guys might remember a little song. Let's see if I can bring it up here. You guys might remember a little song called Communication Breakdown, right? That is a song that everybody knows as a Led Zeppelin song. And it's all about, you know, this lady that, this lady that's touching you and riling you up, and all you want to do is fuck her brains out, but you're not communicating the way you want to. You want to communicate. Well, that particular track, if you go deep enough into Iron Maiden's back catalog, they have an album that they released called The Best of the B-Sides, and it is tracks that didn't make it to the albums that you traditionally would think of as the quintessential Iron Maiden albums. And if you dig deep enough, you will find a communications breakdown. I'll tell you what. There is nothing like hearing Iron Maiden play Led Zeppelin. So for those of you who have made it over to one of the streaming platforms and you're ready for one more song, I have it for you. And it is Iron Maiden. It is the god Bruce Dickinson singing a classic Led Zeppelin track, and god damn it, it's so good.
Let me feel your love and touch.
Yeah. There you go, my dudes. If you stuck around, if you jumped in, if you found a place to watch or listen, thank you for coming to Full Force Radio tonight. I hope you had a little bit of fun. I hope you thought inappropriately. Hey, Axis! I hope you thought inappropriately about some cheese. I hope you were excited to see adorable Lulu. And I hope maybe I got you going with some slightly sexy, pretty inappropriate tracks. I will, of course, be sharing those all with you. I'll be updating all the videos if I don't get banned, which again, like I said, we're talking about cheese and sexy sex. So it could happen. I'm so glad to see so many of you. A giant shout out to 𝖊𝖘, because I know you've been so busy. You've been making music. You've been doing great covers. You've been posting and doing that hustle. Awesome to see all of you. I'm so glad you're back around. Drop in anytime. But next week, we will have another show for you. And of course, starting on the 24th, we will move back to the 3-hour format because everybody's bitching that every week I get cut off. What can I say? I like a lot of different music. I did not put the cheese song in the playlist. I'll do that for you. I'm going to leave the playlist well-rounded, like the way I like my women. And the way I like myself, let's be realistic. Oh, Mariano, thank you. It's so cute. It's me, but I look amazing. And we'll go from there. So have a great night. Happy Valentine's Day. Whatever you do, there is no one right way to celebrate the holiday. Just remember, especially right now, you should celebrate. Celebrate. Eat some cheese. You don't have to do anything special, but you know what? Treat yourself.